Welcome back, everybody, to Guber Talks. My name is Justin.
I'm Gavin.
And I'm Bundy.
And we're on episode 24. It's a lovely day here in Davenport, Iowa.
In the neighborhood.
And then I want to go see that so bad. That movie. You know what I'm talking about? No? Nobody?
What are you talking about?
That, fucking,
Tom Hanks one.
Yeah. Mr. Rogers. You know what I'm talking about.
You say Mr. Rabbit?
Mr. Rogers.
Mr.
Rabbit. Welcome back. What do we got going on today, Gavin?
Podcast.
It's
warm out.
It is warm out.
It's almost December, and it's finally
Warming up.
Finally, it's warm again.
Yeah, we've had a weird winter
Got a
so far.
winter.
We got a wind winter.
Like a fall, I should say, because like it was like really hot, and then it got really cold, and it's been consistently cold with rain and stuff. But it's getting a little warmer recently.
The rain's annoying because it's like 38 degrees, so it's not cold enough to be snow or ice, but it's still like basically freezing.
Yeah.
So it's super annoying.
It's very Midwest of us to talk about the weather. We love talking about the weather.
I think that's just a human thing.
Is it?
Yeah, when you don't have anything else to talk about, like
True.
us.
Yeah, I know.
We got fucking nothing
What was
today.
the way we know? That's the episode, folks. Weather. All right. Well, what's going on, Gav? What do you got for us today?
Well, so I wanted to spice up the podcast.
For the record, I don't know what this is about.
No.
Bundy does, but I don't.
Yeah, it's nothing scary. I just wanted to just give the start of the podcast a little something extra.
A little something.
Give something that people at home listening can play along with on their own. We don't want to hear from you.
Is that a murder mystery?
Do not contact us.
Mid-recording of this.
No, but I just wanted to catch you guys in a lie and test you on your movie knowledge.
Oh, shit.
No, so I just thought about every once in a while, maybe once a month or so, just have a little friendly competition. Something related to pop culture, you know, like movies, music, video games,
down, bitch.
Whatever it may be.
Sure.
I mean.
So you think that, but there's a twist on it.
Oh, God.
It's not just what is this movie. I'm sure you've heard of movie plots explained badly before.
Oh, yes.
So I went to Twitter and found some fun ones.
Good.
So I'm gonna we'll do like first to get 3 correct or something. Mm-hmm. We'll see how it goes. But I'm just gonna go down the list, give you some of the favorites I've found, and we'll just see where it goes.
Do you want us to answer right away, or you want us to wait?
So I didn't think about this
Until right now.
So I've only thought this halfway.
I've only thought of the idea. It's a work in progress.
Let's do one. We'll do one, and then we'll
Can we
what's
do a
your
practice
answer?
one?
Yeah,
Sure.
Practice.
Let's do a
I was gonna
practice.
say we could do it where both of you give an answer, and then I just say who wins. And if neither of you get it, you can ask for a hint, or
Okay.
I'll just tell you and we'll move on to the next
We'll
one.
say it at the same time, so we don't.
What?
Okay, go on. Go on.
Okay.
We'll alternate who goes first.
Okay, cool.
And then,
So-
just to be clear, so is this just TV or is it movies?
It's mainly movies, but there might be some TV mixed in there.
Okay.
It'll all be stuff that you should know. It's like popular movies. It's not some random obscure Japanese like movie or
English
anything like that. So
Is it black and white?
some of them might be.
Shit.
Birth of a Nation.
Hey.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm just there's a lot here, so I'm just okay. So we'll start with this one.
Okay.
So much Birth of a Nation trivia.
All right. So, and if you both get it wrong, I'll allow you to ask one
to
yes or
spank
no
us.
question.
Oh.
But it can't be anything about like, is this actor in it? We can't get specifics.
Damn it. Okay.
So, all right. Number 1. Group spends 9 hours returning jewelry. What is it? Bundy, you answer first because you look like you're having problems. Who didn't turn their phone off?
Not me.
That's
Was
one
it
of
you?
y'all.
It was you. It's Gavin.
Who is the guilty party?
It's
Was
Gavin
me.
because that's not an iPhone.
Oh,
Nice.
Avengers Endgame.
No. That's a good guess, though.
Oh,
That's a
it
good
is.
guess,
Damn
but
it.
no, it's not.
Can you repeat it one more time?
Group spends 9 hours returning jewelry.
9 hours is so specific. Harry Potter.
No. You both got it wrong.
Okay. Game over.
It's Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
Yeah. There we go.
9. Fellowship.
And also,
Okay.
our rules
Okay.
broke down immediately. On that. Bundy answered, and I said no right away. So we'll change that. All right.
Okay.
All right.
We got this.
Here's another
We
one.
got this.
Ready? Justin, you'll go first on this one.
Fuck.
Talking frog convinces son to kill his dad. You gotta say something. You can't have dead air.
Princess of the Frog.
No. Is there murder in that one?
You never know.
Right. I
can't
said
think.
no again, so whatever.
Well, it's yeah. Go ahead.
Bundy.
Can I get you to repeat that one more time?
Talking frog convinces son to kill his dad.
I don't like this. It's fun. No.
It's tough.
It is tough.
Yeah. But it's one of those that, like, once you know the answer, it's so clear.
Frog.
Some of these are stupid though.
Please don't do stupid ones.
No, I'm not.
Oh man.
Let's get a countdown.
All right, you got 5 seconds.
Shrek.
4. No.
Okay.
Star Wars. Yoda.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Is he a frog?
Well, that's why it's badly. It's not supposed to be
I
accurate.
know,
If you said, like talking old wizard alien convinces mystical man.
Okay, that's broad. That's
Okay,
that's a reacher.
I don't know.
That's a reach around right there.
Ooh. Mondays first.
All right, let's try and find.
We're sucking at this. We're doing good.
All right. This. Yeah, I don't know if you get this one, but we're gonna try it. Paranoid billionaire afraid of immigrant. I'll give you a more specific hint. It's a comic book movie. Bundy, you're first.
Don't say yes or no.
I won't.
Um,
5 seconds. 3.
The Dark Knight.
Justin?
Iron Man.
No. Bundy was close though.
I was gonna say
He's-
Batman.
It's Batman vs Superman.
Ah.
So I'm gonna have to. I'll throw it to Bundy on that one because he at least had the right.
Well, I was gonna say Batman, but he said it first, and I didn't want to say the same one.
Well, he said Dark Knight. You could have said any of the other Batman.
Damn it.
Okay. Like Batman film.
Which Star Wars was it that was referencing? Empire then?
Yeah, Empire Strikes Back. 'cause
Okay.
It
Gotcha.
wasn't
The only
specific.
one
Well,
but
you
it
said
had to-
Star Wars,
it
so I was
was
like, is it
alive.
broad? Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay.
All right. So Bundy is in the lead with 1.
Fuck.
We'll go with 2 more here.
2 more,
See if you
okay.
can tie it up and then the tiebreaker.
Sure.
All right. This one. You might get this one.
Okay.
But Bundy's going. No, you're going first.
I'm going first.
Depressed widowed father teams up with mentally challenged woman to find his disabled son.
What the fuck?
It's accurate.
You read it one more time.
Yeah. So a depressed widowed father teams up with mentally challenged woman to find his disabled son.
I have no fucking clue.
No?
It's probably Disney.
Oh,
Father. To get. Oh, I know what it is. Finding Nemo.
Bundy?
Can I say the same thing as him?
You can, but if it's right, he'll get it. Or we could go with a tiebreaker and you have to like choose like the year it came out.
Ooh.
Came out in 2004.
Justin?
2005. No, damn it.
You can change it. I haven't Googled it yet.
Uh,
And whoever's closest will win. So you say 2004? It is Finding Nemo. So
2005.
2005?
Yep.
2004?
Yeah.
It's 2003.
Damn it!
Yeah.
I was between 2005 and 3. I was
Oh,
like, damn it!
all right.
Let's not. I don't like that because like no.
I don't like it because I lost.
No, because if you think about it, if I say it and then he's like, "Oh, that is what it is," then you know what I mean. Then we just tie.
That's why we went to the
I
tiebreaker.
don't like the tiebreaker.
All right, we can do one more, and this one we'll do the quick. It'll be like quick fire. So whoever answers first.
Yeah.
And you'll just keep guessing until you get, unless it gets really annoying to me.
Unless this bothers me.
Trying to find a good one. Oh, that's too easy. It was a Willy Wonka one, and it used the word chocolate in there. There's only one movie that deals with chocolate. It's Willy Wonka. It says it enslaves chocolate making entertainers. You're gonna know.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
All right, let's find a good one. Vamp while I search.
Vampire.
Okay, there we go. All right, so quick fire. First one to answer wins.
Okay.
Ready, Bundy?
Yes.
Friend zoned for 3 decades. Girl finally likes him. She dies.
Just for
Forrest Gump.
Yep.
damn
You got it.
it, the last part. But I'm like,
You
wait,
buzzed in too soon. All right, so that was that. Bundy
fun.
wins.
that's fun.
So-
We'll do that next time too.
Yeah, and it'll be different topic or theme or whatever every time we do it.
Okay.
So that's all I got.
We'll do
for the day.
literature next time.
Yeah, we'll do like 18th century literature.
Yeah. Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven.
And if you have any ideas for any other competitions,
Yeah, let
people
us know.
listening,
Yeah.
put in the comments. Let us know if you got any of
Do
those
not
right.
contact us.
Yeah, do not contact us directly. If you text me, I will send you gifts of bears playing with themselves.
What?
I have a stockpile.
Deep cut.
I have my collection of bears masturbating.
This one's good. Guy wants to bone Siri. It's her.
Her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What's next on the agenda?
What are we doing as of late? Let's go into what we're all playing, watching, gaming, all that good stuff. But let's start with Bundy because I know what you're going to talk about.
Yeah.
So Bundy, what are you playing? What are you watching?
At this very moment,
Literally, what are you?
as I speak into this microphone, I'm playing Pokemon Shield.
Ooh, very few of us, but we are the Shield boys.
Yeah. Oh, did you get Sword, Gavin?
I got Sword.
Sword.
Sword. Everyone's been saying like. Never mind.
But yeah,
I've heard people say Schward a lot lately when they're
Schward.
because like they want to say shield or sword, so they say Schward.
yeah.
Anywho, go
it's
on.
a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Bringing back all the old nostalgia of having to walk around town,
a lot.
getting stopped by things. But yeah,
I like
it's
it.
fun learning the new Pokemon. and
Yeah.
I don't. been playing it a whole lot because I've been working a whole lot. But yeah, it's
Where you work?
oh, I have 2 jobs now.
Yeah.
That holiday rush.
Yeah, it's that holiday rush. But yeah, it's been fun working.
Are you watching anything or just playing that and working?
Keeping up on The Mandalorian, keeping up on pretty much everything that I've been watching.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything new coming out. I don't think so. I think we're pretty much set until the next year. But yeah, Mandalorian, Watchmen,
I
the
watched
Jeff
like
Goldblum show.
Star Wars comes out in a month.
Yeah, I was just talking about TV, but
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I'll check out Star
I haven't
Wars.
watched the last episode of Watchmen.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
It's pretty good.
I forgot what happened. But yeah. I mean, it's just as confusing as ever.
Good.
But yeah.
Hopefully they answer some stuff. I bet they will towards
no.
the end. No, they're just like
it's
and
just,
be-
oh wait, no, this most recent episode was all about the one character with the mask,
Rorschach?
the Mirror Man, whatever they call him.
Oh, yes. I saw the
Looking
trailer for
Glass.
that. Looking Glass.
Yeah, it's a really good episode.
The guy from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yes, I forget his name.
George Clooney.
No, one of the other 2 guys. Not the guy from Transformers, but the other dude. You know what I'm talking about?
Tim Blake Nelson.
That's his name?
Yeah.
I like him.
Really good actor.
He is.
Yeah, it's a really good episode. It's pretty much just on him. But tonight's episode is really going to be about Regina Hall's character.
Good.
Yeah,
I'm
Sister of
excited.
Midnight or whatever they call
Yeah.
her. Yeah.
I'm going to catch up on it tonight or tomorrow.
So it should be pretty good.
Because tonight I'm seeing Frozen 2. I'm intrigued.
Ooh.
It made a shit ton of money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
When did it come out? Last week?
This week. Like
This
a couple
week.
days ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It reported, I think, 127 mil. Something like that.
That sounds right.
It's a lot of money.
It is,
for an
but
animated flick, but that's
it's
cool.
it's weird because when you think about like other big movies that have come out, it's like 800 million or like 2 billion. It's like 120.
Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, in the
But-
first weekend.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's what I'm saying. It's just like comparing like
Isn't it
it's
nuts?
skewed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even hitting 1 billion means nothing anymore. It's like
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's just Disney's other
Yeah, and it's weird because
standard now.
with like more movies that come out and that are hitting that, they have to like be more specific. It's like, this is the
Yeah.
first rated R movie to hit 1 billion, and
Yeah, Joker.
Joker, yeah.
That's cool.
And it's
though.
like whatever the first animated to hit 1 billion was,
yeah.
or it will be. I'm not
Disney's
sure.
had a hell of a year. Side note, like,
Well, yeah, because they own everything.
well, yeah, but like, they had Endgame come out. They have Frozen 2. They have Star Wars coming out here shortly. It's gonna make
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. Did that? It did come out.
Yep,
I
came out a couple months
forgot
before
about
Endgame.
that. Lion King.
Yep,
That made fuck tons of money now.
I watched that.
Yeah.
It was okay.
It's okay.
I
Yeah.
watched that.
It's all right. I think Timon and Pumbaa the best parts. I think I said that originally when we talked about it months ago. But yeah, and then they have the streaming service, which I like a lot, which I have some issues with. But I love it. But I like the accessibility to whatever show I want to watch and stuff like that.
I like the content, but I don't like how it's being delivered.
Yeah.
The app needs a butt ton of work.
Oh, definitely. Especially on my Roku, because that's how I watch it. Because like my PlayStation, it sucks. I don't get it. Like the connection's really shitty. And I have it wired, but I don't know if it's just my PlayStation or whatever. But when I go to the Roku app, it looks smoother. It doesn't have any delay at all. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
But I've been watching a lot of Disney Plus. Been watching that Imagineering show, which as a Disney like fanatic, that's fucking awesome. Especially with the theme parks. If you're like intrigued by any of that stuff, I'd recommend it because it's really, really good. Especially if you've been to the theme parks, obviously. Jeff Goldblum's show is really good. I haven't watched the newest episode.
I like it.
But I'm pretty sure Talia's going to be on it. I don't know if I mentioned that.
On it?
She went to a Sephora thing in LA and he was there. She was like, she talked to him and stuff. And like he had camera crew with him. And essentially for the show, he does like certain topics of stuff. So I'm assuming there's going to be a makeup episode. And if there is, then she's going to be maybe in the background.
Did she like? Oh, I was gonna say, did she like sign a release or anything? Cause
not to my knowledge. So
that's usually
Usually that's like the. But I don't know how that.
I mean,
works.
she could still be like
in the background. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I'm intrigued, but that's really good. I like the 4 he asks a question.
Super funny.
It's like 3 minutes long each episode. It's great, but I haven't watched the Lady and the Tramp show or movie yet.
I haven't either. I've been meaning to just because it's there, and I'm like, I probably won't watch the whole thing, but I just want to get a general like 20 minutes of it.
Yeah.
But
remember last time we talked about like how in their details they had like, this is an old movie, yada yada yada, might have some cultural misrepresentation or whatever.
Yeah.
Fox News people did not like that apparently.
Why? Well,
they're like, now they have to warn you if that something is racist and all stuff. And some of that went to our high school, who I won't name. But he's a huge conservative, and he's like, really, Disney? You have to put this on there on Facebook? I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude. It's not hurting you. It's not hurting anybody.
Yeah.
Because in the article for Fox News, they're also talking about Song of the South. They're like, they refuse to put Song of the South on there, an Oscar award-winning movie. And I'm like, you fucking idiots. Yeah. Why is this even a conversation? Like, they had to, like, put it at the very end. Like, we know you're racist. Get it.
Yeah.
Like, cool.
Yeah, I totally understand why they wouldn't put that movie on there.
Yeah, but again, like, that little detail thing, like we said it last time, it's okay. It's not like, I don't know. I think it was a good PR move, and it's again something you have to actually look into to actually find.
Yeah,
because
I mean, at the end of the day, it is just protecting their asses. Just if someone says like, "Oh, Disney put this on," it's like, well, you know, but at the same time,
it's not hurting anybody.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm not against it at all.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that. I was listening to some other podcasts, and they were talking about something similar, and I was thinking about like, what if Disney went through their old shows and like cut out bits like that, or didn't put stuff like Dumbo in? I'm like, I don't think that would be the right thing, because that's at that point it's like we're ignoring that this was a thing, which I don't think is the right thing. Like it's definitely not something they should be like promoting, but saying like, we as a company never did anything. It's like that's like sweeping it under the rug, which is not the right thing to do.
How do you feel about the Huckleberry Finn situation when they took out the N-word? Because then they did that with a bunch of their copies of their books. They just took out the N-word.
I'm sure you can find like abridged versions of that book
without
the N-word, which, you know, it's not the original thing, but they probably had to do it to put it in schools and stuff.
Yeah, like that. So, I mean, I get why they would have to do it.
Yeah.
But if it were something where it was like libraries are taking the original out and replacing it, then that would be wrong, because that's like, that's, you know, saying this bit of history that occurred in, you know, at whatever time this was, it was like, this never happened.
1988.
That's not when that book was written.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's why I just thought about that, because I don't know, some people argue with that, like, I don't know. It's weird.
Because even if it's in there, like that itself could be like a teaching element in the schools.
Oh, definitely. That's
you could
why
say like this was, you know, a word that was used or phrase or whatever the topic you're talking about. It's like, this is the thing that was used in this, you know, era.
Yeah.
And it was used in negative connotation towards these people in this story. It's
and
like,
that's why I feel like we should teach, like, you know, history class. That's what I'm saying.
You should have a racism class.
No, but like, well, yeah, how insensitive some people are. But like, I'm just saying, like, that should be taught. So like, hey, this fucking happened. We don't want it to happen, even though certain things nowadays are modernized that a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I also think that is, I don't want to call it a problem, but that is a factor where if someone thinks that people are being too sensitive about something, it generally means that they don't understand the impact that thing had.
Yeah.
So it's like, with like the N-word, if you were to go outside and call someone that to their face, it's like, that'd be very bad. And if you're saying, oh, don't get worked up, it's just a word, it's like, yes, but it has a history to it. Yeah. It's like, if you never learned that history, yes, you're not going to understand why it has such a negative impact on this person.
Connotation. But with that being said, like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people should just learn, like, it might not mean anything to you, but it could mean something to someone else. And just to be more fucking open-minded.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like,
and some people are just like, oh, we just have to be so PC with everything, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what? Again, why does it fucking affect you? Like, just don't be an asshole.
Well,
that's all we're asking.
Like, how much energy is it taking not to say that?
Yeah, like, you don't, why? That's not your word.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's another tangent I don't want to get on, but like, just certain people use certain specific racial slurs,
like
and they're not.
Which ones?
Yeah, like which ones specifically?
Well, when I was in LA, a lot of like Latinos and Latinas, like, they always use that word, and I'm like, why the fuck? You're from Irvine, California. Get the fuck out of here. Like, I don't. It's like that stereotypical like Raider Nation kind of thing, and it's a weird culture. I don't get it, but at the same time, that's not your word, so you shouldn't be using it. That's my opinion, but I've had that conversation with multiple people back in California, even Talia and stuff like that. So, anywho, what am I doing? Oh, Disney Plus.
Oh yeah,
been playing that or watching that. We'll move on from that topic, but
we'll come back to it later.
And then I've been watching The Mandalorian, which I fucking love. It's so good. What's your view on it in the last couple episodes? Yeah, I know you said the second one was okay. But...
Yeah, the first one was solid. The second one wasn't as good.
Yeah.
But then the third one picked back up, and it was a lot more. I think the only reason why I wasn't super keen on the second one is because it didn't really do much with the story. It just kind of it hung on too much about him trying to get like his armor back and then go fight that horn thing. Yeah, it's like there was too much time spent around that, and I get they were building stuff up. But then this like third episode, it like there was action and a lot of story, like driven stuff, and
I would die of a baby Yoda. He's so cute. I know he's like a huge internet meme right now, but he's adorable.
Yeah, I see a lot where it's like me when I was 10, blah blah blah, and it's like baby Yoda and then old Yoda with like tears running down his face or something.
It's good stuff. I like it a lot, and I'm intrigued to see where they're gonna go now. I'm glad they moved on from what they're doing right now, so it's not like an endless cycle. But I feel like the story's progressing towards something now. Yeah. So I'm intrigued to see where it's gonna go. Plus, we haven't seen Gus or from
Gus Fring.
Yeah, his character yet.
Yeah, she and there's some female character.
Yeah, we haven't seen her either.
Introduced at
from Deadpool, the first one.
Oh, okay.
This is she's originally from, but yeah, we'll probably see them next episode. So, which I. Not to spoil anything, but I just know for her character, she's like an old like trooper of some sort for the Empire. But I don't know anything about that shit because again, they've been kind of like keen on like some of the info on the show. So,
which is fine.
Yeah, I know. Don't tell me shit.
Yeah, there's like I think it's like the next 2 or 3 weeks come out on Friday, and then there's an episode that comes out on a Wednesday.
Why?
Is that the week that Rise of Skywalker comes out?
Yeah.
That's probably why.
That makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Good
so
call.
you can watch that and then go watch Rise of Skywalker. I mean, I'm pumped for that movie. And this is like I don't know. We're in a good zone. What we're gonna say?
It'll look cool.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, I already paid money for it. I'm gonna go see it. Regardless.
Yeah, you're gonna go see it.
We're going on Friday.
Are we? We are.
Because you told me, I meant to bring this up, but I'm going to do it publicly now.
Okay, on the podcast.
So, no, it was whatever. But yeah, a few weeks ago, Bundy texted me because we were going to get tickets.
Yeah.
He's like, what day you want to go? I'm like, whenever, Friday or Saturday. And he texted me, how about Saturday at like 2 or 3? I'm like, sure, that's fine. Later on that week, he gives me the ticket and says Friday at 7. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I don't remember what specifically was going on, but yeah.
Okay, so I'm just making sure you knew, so you didn't show up, or I didn't show up on Friday and no one was there.
No, I already took the day.
I got Thursday tickets, so I'm going at 6 IMAX. I'm pumped. So I have a half day that day, and then I have Friday off too, because everyone took the next week off because it's Christmas.
Yeah.
Which, yeah. So I was like, I'm just gonna take a nice 3-day weekend and enjoy Star Wars.
I have like a work like department lunch
Yeah.
that day, so I'm trying to decide if I just want to like take the rest of that day off or
Do it.
we'll see.
But what I was gonna say is, I feel like I like this environment or zone or whatever atmosphere that Star Wars has right now because it's very positive. You know, last couple of years we had. I know. I'm enjoying it. I'm soaking it in because like we had Last Jedi, which is very, you either hate it, you either love it.
Yeah.
So, or you could just be in the middle, which is where I'm kind of at with that movie. And then we had Solo, which just bombed.
Yeah,
And it wasn't
great.
I don't know. We were in like that fatigue, but I feel like the hype is kind of back up.
Well, they didn't really promote it much. Like they had commercials and stuff, but it wasn't like, oh, get ready for next Friday.
The first trailer we got was for Super Bowl that year, and it came out in May. So like 2 months before it came out, we got a first trailer for it.
They had to reshoot a whole lot of that.
Yeah, which was, and again, there's a lot of like business side things of that because initially they fired Phil and Lord Miller or whatever.
Yeah, Lord Miller.
And then they got Ron Howard to do it, and they wanted the summer release. Bob Iger was like pushing the summer release because Lucasfilm and Kathleen Kennedy were like, let's move it to December because Star Wars lives in the holiday season and it thrives in that. And obviously Solo was a good indication of that. But no, Iger was like, nope, we're not doing that. We're going to stick to this. We got that summer block. You know, it's going to make so much money. And it bombed. Yeah. Financially, it did very bad.
Yeah, you got him a job.
Ooh. What did you call him? Young Chop?
Young Chop.
Jesus.
They evolve very quickly in this game.
Yeah. Let's go.
Anywho.
Smack some motherfuckers down.
But it feels good right now because like Fallen Order is fantastic because I've been playing that, and Mandalorian's great. So I don't know. There's a lot of good hype with it.
Yeah.
So I've been playing not Mandalorian. Wish I was playing Mandalorian, but Fallen Order, which you started playing a little bit. I think we're like around the same area, but that game is fucking awesome, and I love it. You should check it out.
Speaking of,
it looks cool.
Yeah, I kind of want not necessarily a Mandalorian game, but I kind of want like a bounty hunter
that'd be sweet
game
yeah.
where you just
never
pick up bounties and
Star Wars Bounty Hunter.
That was back on the original Xbox, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah,
GameCube,
PlayStation 2.
wasn't it?
Oh yeah,
what I had it on. But
yeah.
Is that the one with
older
Jango
one,
Fett?
it's
Yeah.
so
But it-
fun.
Yeah, that's sort of like if they didn't remake that, but had another iteration of something like that.
Yeah.
where you
That
just
would be pretty
pick up
cool,
bounties and go around the Star Wars universe picking them up.
Just need a jetpack.
Yeah,
And some rockets.
Yeah.
that'd be kind of cool.
What other Star Wars games do you think they should do, Bundy?
Like,
You think this
gambling, like some sort of space casino game?
I'm all for it.
Canto Bite?
Yeah.
No.
Canto bite me. I don't know. I mean, my favorite games were always the Battlefront games, and
Yeah.
they redid that, and they don't look fun anymore. Really?
They're just like
Yeah.
Battlefield.
Yeah.
We talked about it last time, but like they somehow managed to make that game a lot better. The second one, because it had like the worst launch ever. Probably.
really?
Go ahead.
In Fallen Order, do you ever like fly like ships or anything like that?
Not
direct,
yet.
no.
Because a lot of the older Star Wars games, there were a lot of like flight simulation games or
Yeah.
like pod racing.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they couldn't just like kick one of those out.
Battlefield has
Yeah, exactly.
parts of that. It's bad. It's not good on the new ones. That's the one thing I hate playing the Starfighter matches because they're just so fucking.
Battlefront, the original too.
Those were good.
That was a blast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, maybe like a racing game. I know they've done sort of like a Tekken style fighting game before. That is bad.
That was
Yeah.
really bad. Is that
but
PlayStation 1? Or is that Dreamcast now?
It's old. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, pretty much. I mean, they have your Lego games, and honestly, those Lego games are some of the best Star Wars games.
Oh,
pretty
I
fun.
forgot that's coming out next year.
Yeah.
I haven't played any of the new trilogy. I'm waiting until the third comes out, and then they're gonna obviously release like a
Dude,
full
The
Skywalker
Force
thing,
Awakens
so-
one was fun.
Yeah.
I really liked that one.
Yeah.
So I picked that
And
up
it's-
when it came out.
I mean, you kind of get the same thing when you play a Lego Star Wars
Yeah.
game, but it's not broke, so don't fix it.
Yeah.
I heard there was gameplay at E3 this year, and they didn't
Yeah.
show any footage, obviously, but like the people that played it said it was really good and something different.
Yeah.
So I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued by it. I'll pick it up probably.
So yeah, I mean, pretty much any video game medium that you can imagine has had like some sort of Star Wars to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think.
I want something different, like similar to what you were saying about like a bounty hunter game.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty
I would
sweet.
definitely check out a new bounty hunter game.
Yeah,
if they did that.
because like I feel like we get a lot of lightsaber stuff, which is okay.
Yeah.
Granted, this game does the lightsaber fighting well to me, at least
looks,
so far.
Looks cool.
I like it a lot so far, but I'll beat it and then I'll give a final verdict on it after. But speaking of, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I want like a good like Star Wars VR.
Yeah,
thing, like not just to stand there and wave your arm around. I want like a game.
Is the Vader one you can download? Do you know what I'm talking about? Vader and
I haven't tried. Is it free?
I don't think so, but I heard it's really good.
I'll try. I'll look into it.
Yeah,
because there was like a Star Wars thing. I don't know if it was on the PlayStation VR or not, but it was like you just stand there and just move your arm around, and it's like you don't. The video I saw, it's like you don't really have to try that hard to block everything. It's just kind of. It was more of like a video rather than an actual game.
I heard it's really, really good, and I was at Celebration this year, and they had a bunch of booths for it, but I didn't want to wait fucking forever to do it because I was trying to get the Funko booth. But
yeah, I'll have to see because not everything comes with the PlayStation version because there's like 3 big VR platforms, and like some like there's Oculus, there's Vive, and then there's PlayStation.
I know it's an Oculus, but I don't know if it's on the other one.
Some of them make ports for all of them.
Yeah,
it just depends. But
I heard good things.
Yeah, I'd like that.
People. Speaking of video games, what have you been playing recently, Gavin?
Let's talk about Stadia.
Let's talk about Stadia. I'm intrigued.
So yeah, if you recall, a few weeks ago I mentioned that I pre-ordered Stadia. I did that Founders Edition thing.
Yeah, and we did an episode on it. I think like months ago.
Yeah, kind of what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Since then, it's really gone downhill
on
everyone's expectations. So originally, how they pitched it was basically it's the Netflix of video games, where you pay a monthly subscription, and you can just play streaming games over your internet connection, whatever's in their library.
Yep.
That's not it. That changed.
That was a lie.
Now, the main concept is still there, where you play games over your internet connection. You stream it, so you don't need a console. You don't need like a high-end PC or anything like that. All you need is an internet connection and then something to play it on.
Yep.
With the Founders Edition, they give you a Chromecast Ultra, which was nice because I needed something like that anyway at the time I ordered it. So I was getting that. They give you a controller and then like a 3-month subscription to their like Pro model. The subscription means you can play games you're supposed to be able to play games at 4K, 60 frames a second, HDR, all the good stuff.
Yeah.
There's a free version once the like Founders Edition or whatever. It's basically it's a beta right now, which is stupid. But once that's done and it's like fully open to the public, you can get a free account where you can play at I think 1080 at 30 frames. So it's like it just limits your quality, which if you don't have a 4K TV, it doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah.
Or if you're playing on like a computer or your phone. Oh yeah, that's the other idea is that you're supposed to be able to play on basically anything that can run Chrome, the browser. So in the future, you'll be able to play on your phone, laptop, Chromebook, TV, whatever you have that you can run Chrome to and stream internet.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
in theory,
yes.
Assuming it works. So it came out on Tuesday. That's when I got my physical items shipped to me. So I opened the door and there's a box there that's from Google. I'm like, sweet. So I plug in my Chromecast, blah, blah, blah. I go to set up. It's like, oh, you have to set it up on this app. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I go to the app. It's like, oh, put in your invite code. I'm like, what? What invite code? So I check my email. I don't have a code anywhere. I'm like, well, this is weird. So I go online. Turns out Google, the biggest email company on the planet, dicked up their emails and didn't send these invite codes to like 90% of people that paid for it.
Good.
Yeah. So I didn't get to play until the next day. So 24 hours after it came out, I'm like, whatever. That's fine. I eventually got the code. It was stupid, but I got it.
It was a day.
Yeah. So I did the code and all that. After that whole ruckus of stuff, I finally got to be able to play. I didn't play any of the other. So it comes, you can play with Destiny 2 and then this random like Japanese fighting game. It's like a samurai fighting game or something.
Yeah.
I didn't play that because it didn't look interesting, but I started playing Destiny 2 because every other game you have to pay full price for. So it's like there's Red Dead and you got to pay $60 for it. I'm like, well, that's not what I wanted this for.
Just go buy that.
Yeah, I'm like, I still have a PlayStation, so I could just do that.
Yeah, I don't
like it's great. for people who don't want to spend the $400 on a PlayStation or Xbox or the $1,000 on a computer. It's like if that is out of the budget, but you still have money once every couple months for a game, that's who this is really targeted towards.
Okay.
And for like in that sense, it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Because all you need is just an interconnection, which everyone has, and you don't even need a super fast one. I think the minimum is like 30 megabits per second down, which is pretty standard nowadays.
Yeah.
If you're not getting that, you have a pretty shitty connection. But it's not like it's not really like Mediacom or any of your internet providers are selling anything lower than that.
Yeah.
So that's usually acceptable. So I start playing it. I start playing Destiny, and there's noticeable lag, like right off the bat. Like I used the controller. The controller hooked up like completely fine. Like I didn't have any issues with
The
that.
controller broke.
It just snapped in half. No,
It was made out of macaroni.
like I will give them credit where it's due. Whatever hardware they're running with, like the controller connected to Chromecast into my laptop, that worked flawlessly. Like all I did was just tell it to connect, and it started playing immediately. I didn't have to download drivers or like Google anything or anything like that. So that was good. But yeah, there was noticeable lag. So it's like I was playing Destiny, I hit the button to jump, and then like half a second later, my character jumps. I'm like, like this isn't great. And for a shooter, really not great.
Yeah.
Because like you pull the trigger. So this is how it went. So I'm holding the controller, like I pull the trigger. About a quarter to half a second later, the gun fires, and then about a half a second after that, I hear the gunshot sound. So there was like a double lag going on. Yeah. I'm like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah.
So I was like trying to play with that, and it was like right on the cusp of being able to still play while compensating for the lag. So it's like I tried playing with it. It wasn't working, so I shut it down or whatever. I went into the settings. I lowered it from 4K to 720 back to 30 frames a second, and then cut HDR out. So it's like I made it like minimum quality that it supports.
144.
Yeah, like it's just a little post-it note size. So I like reduced the quality and all that, thinking maybe that'll help. And it actually did help a little bit. Yeah. There was still lag, but I was actually able to play the game at this point. So it's like I was able to play through a whole mission, and it was to the point where it's like I had to compensate for the lag, but I got used to it. So about 20 minutes into it, I wasn't even noticing it because I was just preemptively moving the character and shooting and stuff like this. Definitely not ideal, especially if you're doing like a fighting game or like a fast-paced shooter game. Like Destiny, it's a shooter, but it's not super quick-paced. Yeah. Compared to Call of Duty or something.
It's like a multiplayer game.
Yeah. Like it wouldn't work for stuff like that.
Yeah.
But a thing like Tomb Raider, that would probably work for it. And I would have played that because that is only $10, but I already own the game, so I'm like, no point. I'm not gonna buy it just to try it. So
how much was the Founders Edition?
It was $130, which is stupid, but it's like it is expensive. But you break it down, and you get a Chromecast, which I think is like $30 to $40 normally. Yeah, you get a controller, which is normally $50 to $60, and then you get 3 months of their Pro model service or whatever. And that's the other thing. I bought this back in June, so it was like right when they announced it. So I'm like, I'm gonna get a head start on this or whatever. If they offered it now, I wouldn't have paid that much. Yeah, not even close. But I also did get like first pick at a name, and I got Gavin. So that was fun.
The only Gavin.
Yeah. So I don't know how nobody picked that before me, but
yeah,
I did it.
About that. So that's funny.
Yeah. So that was that. I did try it on my laptop. Oh, so that was the other thing. My Chromecast, I was hardwired into my internet. So I had an Ethernet straight into it. So that definitely helped. When I was playing on my laptop, which was Wi-Fi, there was very noticeable lag, like to the point where I couldn't play. Yeah. And there was like video stuttering and artifacting and all that stuff. So it's like totally useless on the laptop. So there's still a lot to work out and a lot to be desired on it.
Yeah.
But
which they could update. It could get better.
They're gonna have to if they want anyone to play. But yeah, I will say that based on my experience after lowering the settings and hardwired into my internet, there's promise. I'll give them there's potential for it to actually work. Yeah. As of right now, like if they launched it like open to every single person right now and said this is the final product, it would tank. Yep. But it's pretty much in beta right now, which is stupid.
I was about to ask. It's probably in beta for...
Well, it's not supposed to be. That was the thing.
Oh.
It was supposed
to launch?
Yeah, it was supposed to launch on Tuesday for the Founders Plan people for like a month or two, and then be open... Well, I think it was going to be open to the public in like March or something. I don't know what their plan is now. It very well.
They're just like, we're not gonna make it.
Yeah. And I don't know what like their peak hours are because whenever I play, it's like at 11 at night.
Yeah.
So that might help my case too. That there's not a whole lot of people probably up playing at that point.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, like, I'm really hoping for it to work, not because I stupidly spent all this money, but because it's like if they can actually get it to work and there's no lag, people won't need to buy consoles. Like the only people who need to buy that are people that are super invested in like high quality games, stuff like that. Like every other person in the country, it's like all you need to do is buy the game and your already existing internet connection, and you're good to go.
You're good to go. Yeah. Your average Joe, your casual gamer of sorts.
Yeah. It'll
us.
It'll help a lot. Yeah, it'll help a lot because then it's like, oh, what do you want for Christmas? Oh, PlayStation 5. It's like, oh, that's $500. You're not getting that.
Yeah.
Instead, it's like, oh, I want God of War 6, whatever. It's like, okay, yeah, we can do that because that's $60.
Exactly.
So
much more manageable. I hope so. That'd be cool. Like, I like having our console, but again, there's a demographic that doesn't want to spend a shit ton of money on a console. Yeah, it makes only sense.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know if I won't buy a console because I'm pretty much only doing the Stadia thing just to see how it works.
Yeah,
because I was very, very curious. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's something that I'll always I'll exclusively use. I mean, I still might next year when the PlayStation 5 comes out. I'm probably gonna buy that.
Same,
but we'll see. Things can always change. I also got invited to the Project xCloud, Microsoft streaming service. I haven't tried it out yet.
Yeah,
because they caught me in a lie.
Because you don't have an Xbox.
I don't have well, this thing you don't need an Xbox. Oh well, I hope you don't.
Find out.
They said the only thing you need is a phone that they support, which apparently mine does because you had to put in your model.
Yeah.
And you need an Xbox One controller. That's where they got me because I don't have a controller. So I need to go buy one of those.
Is that what you were trying to buy the other day? Yesterday?
Yeah. Shout out to GameStop. I went there. I went there to buy a controller. And the dude, I'm like, yeah, can I just get an Xbox One controller? And he walks back to the counter, and then he kind of pauses, and then he goes over to this little notebook, and he starts flipping through, and he comes back, he's like, do you need it today? And to me, that says he doesn't have the black one or whatever. Yeah. So I'm like, what other colors do you have? He's like, oh, we have all the colors, but if you don't need it absolutely today, I'd wait. And I'm like, why? And he just kind of looked at me, and I'm like, wait, is it going to be cheaper tomorrow? And he goes, maybe. So
that's why they're losing all their money.
Yeah. So I didn't account for early Black Friday sales, so I'm gonna go in after recording.
It's crazy. I think all the sales start today or tomorrow, right?
Today, yeah.
It's nuts.
I think.
Well, at least the controllers start today. I don't know about this.
Some websites though
starts, but I mean they're open on Thanksgiving at 3.
Is it 3 now?
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
That's stupid.
GameStop it is.
Am I gonna
wait 3 p.m. or 3 a.m.?
3 p.m.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's more reason. Well, still, it's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Don't be open on Thanksgiving unless you're a hospital.
Yeah. Well, Black Friday, dude.
I don't care.
You know what though? I'm probably gonna go just to get some stuff.
You're part of the problem.
I'm part of the problem. I know. If I could, I'd do everything online. I like doing it that way.
I pretty much do all my Christmas shopping and all that online.
I'm gonna try to be on top of it this year. Because I usually say I'm gonna do that every year, and then I still last minute Christmas shopping.
Yeah.
Because I just like giving gifts, so a lot of the times I'm like, oh, I feel like I should get them more, so then I buy it.
The reason I like shopping online is because it's just easier to browse for stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I can say oh, this person likes this, so I just Google or go onto Amazon, just type in that keyword, and I'm just looking through, and then usually I won't even get that thing. That'll just spawn other ideas because I'll see something else that's related and be like, oh yeah, that might be cool too, and then go off from there.
Interessante.
That's my thoughts on Stadia so far. I'll be using.
We'll get an update.
Yeah, I'll be using it throughout the week. I'll let you know if it changes, but.
We'll find out next week.
Yeah, but yeah, as far as right now, there's definitely a lot of issues with it. There were some. I was reading some reviews online, and there were some people saying it's not even playable, it won't start. I'm like, I didn't have any of those issues. Everything, everything worked fine for me. It was literally just that lag issue. If they fixed that lag, it would be great.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. And then I'll try out the xCloud. That one's weird because that one I have to play on my phone. I can't play on a TV or anything.
You can't play on an Xbox?
Well, I don't have an Xbox.
Oh.
Another lie.
Yeah.
But they didn't. I think that's the point, is that you don't need an Xbox.
Yeah.
You just need a Microsoft account and a controller.
True.
Credit card.
Yeah.
Definitely. Speaking of, my Game Pass renewed.
Oh yeah.
So I got charged $15 this week. I was like, fuck.
Are you using it? Yeah, that's how they get you.
I think this weekend I'm gonna play Outer Worlds. I think.
Yeah.
Just see how it is. Maybe play a little bit of Halo because I kind of need a little itch of Halo play. because they have the Master Chief Collection on there. I'm not gonna touch 5. 5 sucks. I don't know if you ever played Halo 5, but
No,
it's not good.
I played up till 4.
Yeah, 4 is okay. I think 3 is the best, and they're adding reach.
Yeah. Halo 3, is like the it's the standard for Halo games.
I don't fuck with Halo, but Halo 3, I know it's just it's the
way
to go to.
I think it's because that was like 3 came out at the right time.
Definitely.
Like there were more people
After
in
the second one.
Yeah, well,
Well.
like it was on the 360, which was like one of the. It was the best console at that time, and it was also at a time where more people were gaming.
I think it came out like a year after the 360 was out, right? Because it didn't launch.
No.
Yeah, and so I remember the time when it came out because I was hyped because I had a 360 for like a couple months, and then when I got that, everyone started getting a 360, and that was like the prime time of like online multiplayer because that was the first console that had a lot of that because like PlayStation 2 surprisingly had an online, which was weird,
but it was a very weird thing, and not many games really supported it.
But then the 360 got it right, and then after that everyone's been doing it consistently.
Xbox, the 360 specifically, kind of but like revolutionized the online gaming. So
did the 360 come out first or the PlayStation 3?
I think they came out same time.
Yeah, I mean it was probably obviously the same generation, but I didn't know if it was like the same exact holiday season.
Probably.
I think it was.
They usually compete with each other.
Yeah, and I think the Wii came out like the year after.
The Wii was 2006.
Okay.
Specifically. I remember that. November of 2006.
Did the Wii launch before the 360?
No.
Oh.
No, because I remember the
we were in middle school when the 360 came out.
Yeah. I remember the like Christmas after all 3 were out.
Yeah.
I was, because my mom was like, "What do you want for Christmas?" And I was like, I knew I either wanted a Wii or a 360, and I remember like sitting in my living room staring at the TV saying like, which one am I going to enjoy more? Like, I like pretended I was holding a controller. I'm like, okay. And then I would stand up, like, you're playing the Wii and like do the motion. I'm like, no. And then I'd like sit back down.
So Gavin's mom comes back in and Gavin's just looking at nothing.
I'm just like, staring at a blank TV.
Doing all these motions and shit. Gavin, what are you doing?
All right, I'm Googling it. Xbox 360 release date. It was July. That's not right. Oh, no.
It was right.
What the fuck? July 2010. That's not right. That's way not right.
No.
We were almost in college.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Okay.
No, it was in middle school.
It says November 15th, 2001.
That's not
right.
Either.
Google.
That's Xbox.
Okay, here we go. Why is it giving me weird ass dates?
I think one of us should look at it.
All right, here, Wikipedia, November 22nd, 2005.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So I'm going to do PlayStation 3. Whoops.
That looks more right.
What was the month?
November.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it was that next fall that Halo 3 came out, so 2006.
PlayStation 3, November 11th. I'm not going to trust that. 2006. So the year after. Xbox, so yeah, 360 came out first. And 360 ran away with that generation.
Oh yeah.
My grandpa had a PlayStation 3. I think he was the only person.
Yeah.
Nobody. Yes, some people had it, but
it was too expensive. I think it launched at $500.
Yeah, and the online was ass. Thankfully, with PlayStation 4, they fixed that a little bit, but like,
yeah. Well, then they reversed like roles. Like with this generation,
yeah,
PlayStation 4 sold way more than the Xbox One.
Oh yeah,
because it launched $100 cheaper, and the whole snafu.
Titles.
Well, and the Xbox One snafu at their like when they announced the console, they're like, oh, and it's gonna come with the camera, whatever that's called,
the Kinect,
and they're like, yeah, Kinect's required and it's always online. And everyone's like,
what?
I don't want that.
Yeah,
and they rolled back that eventually. But.
Yeah, and it was ugly. The original Xbox One, it was like a big fucking brick.
Oh yeah,
disgusting.
Yeah, it is.
I had one of those big fuckers when I sold it after a while, but like, the new models are better. They're a little bit more,
they're just thinner, aren't they?
They're thinner, but
the PlayStation 4
a little faster.
It's like a tiered cake. It's like the first one. Yeah, the original PlayStation 4 that came out, it was like 2 tiers, and then there was the Slim, which was 2, but it's very thin, and then the Pro is 3 tiers.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah,
it's big. It's taller. I feel like, But with actually, I think it's the same length, but it's cut up differently. If that makes any sense.
It's confusing because I have a Pro and I hate it because I don't hate the.
I got the Pro, but I hate it.
The
Stadia boy.
What I wish they would have like added is so there's 2 like gaps in the console.
Yeah.
Where you put your disc in one of them, but there's no what?
Nothing.
There's no indication when you first get it on where you put the disc. Like there's no arrow or anything like that. It's just you're shoving it into black slots. You're like, one of these times it's gonna suck it in.
But with like,
annoying part.
but with the PlayStation 3 and Xbox, it's like I feel like towards the end of that generation of life, the PlayStation 3 kind of reversed, and it had better titles towards the end because it had Uncharted 2.
God of War, God of War was back on PS2, but then they had a new one in the PlayStation 3, which plus they had the PlayStation Portable.
Yep,
and that helped.
And Last of Us, that was a PlayStation 3 launch, or not launch, but it was a game
exclusive.
Yeah. So I remember when those came out, I was like, I really wish I had a PlayStation 3 because like 360 was kind of falling off a little bit towards the end. They had some banger games at the beginning.
Yeah,
like obviously like Left 4 Dead 2, which were I salute those games. Salute them. The Halo series, which after Halo Reach, they kind of like fell off because Halo 4 made a shit ton of money, but it wasn't as good.
Yeah. And
then they started making those Halo War games and shit like that. And they tried integrating the Kinect. They pushed the Kinect like no other towards the end of its life, which a lot of those games sucked. I had a Kinect.
Those were like the top-down Halo games.
Yeah. And then like Halo Wars, which were... Yeah. They're okay. I think towards the end, which a lot of people are like Gears of War fans, and I'm not one of them. I have a hard time getting into them. Like I played the first 3, and they were good. Like no. I
have a hard time getting into them. I played 3 full games.
I'm not a big fan of Friends. I mean, I've seen every single episode.
But like I tried playing 5. It's okay. I try really hard to get into the story and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like, because like Paulo's a big Gears fan now, which is weird because like Paulo's like a huge Sony boy, but then he got an Xbox because it's faster on the pixels.
It's got a Tesseract in it.
Yeah.
Fucking travel through time.
Yeah. Speaking of, Paulo got a ticket last night.
Good.
We were driving on Brady, and I was like telling him like, "Oh, you should go 35 because there's cameras on here." And then he went 50, and then while we were going, just big old flash.
Oh yeah, he'll get that in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So whenever I go through an intersection, I always glance on like the oncoming traffic or whatever to see if there's a cop sitting there or whatever. The other day I was driving up Division, and it's a pretty big intersection. So when it hits yellow, it's like if you're not pretty much at the light, you're not gonna make it. And I'm driving. I was like going the speed limit, so I wasn't worried about that. But I was just driving along, and the light flashes yellow. I'm like, I'm just gonna go for it. And then like I just happened to glance, and I see the white stripe of a cop car. I slammed on the brakes so hard, like I'm surprised my tires didn't squeal. But I just like came to a dead stop, and then I just sat there. And then the cop just drove by. I'm like, whoo!
He's just looking at you.
Unless you're going like retarded fast, like as long as you're in the intersection and there's not a camera or anything, like you're fine. And they're like stopped at the red lights, and they're not just gonna like break away and come chase you.
I mean, the thing is, they could though.
Yeah, like
I'd rather just not risk because there was no one behind me. So like I checked my mirror, and there's no like I'm not gonna risk someone rear-ending me or anything.
Yeah.
And the weather was fine, so there was no ice. But yeah, it was like I'd rather just
bring it back to the weather real quick.
I'd rather just stop at the intersection than risk getting a ticket.
Yeah. Fuck that.
Yep.
I'm also speaking of weather. I just want to rant about this for 5 seconds. I hate how when it gets a little bit colder, like it's like 20 degrees, people go extra fucking slow.
Yeah, even
there's
if
no snow,
yeah.
there's no rain, and they're like, oh, it's 45. You know what? 30 sounds better.
Yeah.
I'm like, come the fuck on. Like, I don't get it. It bugs me. I don't have a lead foot by any means, but like I'll go a little bit, like I'll go like 36 or not 36, but like 46, 47, and a 45. Ooh, catch me. But like, to some people, I don't get it. Like, why people have to go like 10 under everywhere, and I'm just like,
yeah.
Especially on the Iowa side, it just makes me want to fucking kill them.
Yeah, it's super annoying. I hate when there's like it's a 2-lane road and there's 2 cars and both of them are going the same speed and both are slow.
Yeah,
like, I can't pass either.
It's essentially like when you're on the highway and a semi tries to pass another semi,
and
then they go the same speed. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, they
just
match
stay
them.
back there.
I hate that.
Midwest drivers. Because like we work in Illinois, so when I go to Illinois side, everyone's like speeding all the time, and then I go to Iowa, everyone's going either like 10 below or they're going 10 over. There's no in between.
Yeah.
There's no sweet spot, aka the speed limit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll usually, assuming the weather's fine, I'll go like 4 over the speed limit.
Ooh.
That's where I stop.
Catch 'em, boys.
Yeah, because I'm like, if they pull me over, it's like, if they give me a ticket for going 39 and 35, I'm like, that's a ticket, but I'm not going to be spending $100 on it.
Exactly.
It's like, so that's not bad.
Depends on what time of day it is, and how quickly I need to be somewhere, but I speed all the time.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
I've been in the car with you when you just like blatantly run stop signs and red lights.
No, I wouldn't run in like a residential
You don't
area.
wear a seatbelt either.
Well, that's just me. I mean, if I'm going like 5 minutes away from my house, I'm not putting on my seatbelt.
There was a time
if I'm on the highway, that's different.
There was a time in, I think it was high school. It may have been like a summer when we were in college and like, we came back or whatever. But I was in the car with you, and it was like pretty late at night. It was like 10:30 or something. We were driving down Kimberly, like past Walmart, and there was like no one around us or whatever, but there was a light, and it was red. It wasn't yellow. It wasn't turning red. It was just blatantly red, and you just go right through it. I'm like, whatever. And then like 30 seconds later, you go, that was a red light, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'm just not paying attention. I mean,
yeah, because that's good.
That's reassuring.
It's different when it's like in the middle of the day and I'm just like driving to work or something. But it's like we were probably out fucking around, hanging out, doing whatever. I wasn't drunk or anything.
No.
Was I?
I don't remember.
But yeah, I mean, I've done that before. I mean, rarely would I, because like stop signs are only like in little neighborhoods and stuff. And so I feel like I'm more apt to get in an accident there if I run a stop sign. I've run a couple stop signs in my life, but
lock them up, boys.
I'd be more apt to run a red light because, like, if it's 11 o'clock at night and you're out on, Kimberly or wherever, and you're just sitting at a red light for like 5 minutes and nobody's
that
around
is annoying.
you, then it's just like I'm gonna go.
Bad Boys 2. Bad Boys 3.
Are you gonna
Bad Boys
see Bad
3.
Boys?
It's not out yet, is it?
It comes out in January.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
want to see it so bad.
Martin Lawrence got heavy. It looks
like
funny.
50.
He's old.
There was I don't know if it was an official trailer or if it was someone like a fan just cut together, but it was like every time or like throughout the first 2 movies when Martin Lawrence like messes up Will Smith's car or something, and then they cut to the trailer of the 3rd one where it's like he's like banging his door against like a fire hydrant or something like that.
That's you, Bundy. Speaking of cars.
There was a time back in high school. So I had this car. My first
shit on Bundy time.
my first car in high school. I don't know if you remember this.
The red
Pretty
one?
sure. No, the green one.
Oh, yeah.
So I had this. It was a 1994 Grand Prix. It was like literally falling apart.
Yeah.
Like I had. So if you don't know what a car bra is, Google it. But I had one of those on.
Yeah.
And I couldn't take it off because then the front would fall off.
Yeah.
So I had that on at all times, and it was like rusted underneath. And like I had it for a few years, but probably 8 months after I got it, like the starter was like going out. So it was like in the middle of winter. I worked at the mall or whatever, so I'd come out of the mall. I'd get in my car and I'd go to start it, and it would just click, but it wouldn't actually turn over. I'm like, oh no! So I would just try it over and over and over again until it finally worked. And then something happened to it where eventually, every time I started the car, it would just billow smoke
Like
out
a
the back
chimney.
end. Like it was just ridiculous how much smoke.
Yeah.
It looked like the car was on fire. And there'd be times like I was in our high school parking lot, I'd start it up and just smoke out the people next to us, and I'd be like driving away like, sorry.
And, yeah, it wasn't like exhaust where it was kind of gray. It was like black soot.
Yeah, it was
smoke.
bad. It was like thick, like you could not see through it. It was it was funny.
Hilarious.
One time as I was driving, my steering wheel caught on fire.
What?
Do you remember that?
I remember you telling me about it. I don't think I was there though.
So like after school, I would take you and Briley home. So it must have been after I dropped you off because you were like a block away from the school. I was driving Briley home, and all of a sudden we hear this, and this like smoke starts coming out of the joints of like the steering wheel, and like if you ever smelled like an electrical fire, it's like it had that smell. So I'm like, oh, something's not right in there. So it was like just smoke was like leaking out. So I was like, Briley, roll the windows down. So like, we just kept going, and like I drove all the way home and like turned the car
That's
off
funny.
and just waited for it to blow up, but it didn't.
It didn't.
No.
That's good.
So yeah, that was a thing. Eventually junked that car and got a new one, but that was fun. But what reminded me of that was when you said the digging into the doors, we were in a Hy-Vee parking lot, Bundy and I, one time, and this door had like super heavy doors, and it was a 2-door, so it was like really big doors too. And one time he opens the door to like crawl into my seat and just swings open and slams into this minivan next to us. And like this lady and her like 2-year-old were putting their groceries in. So she was pissed about that. And then I start the car and the smoke just billows out and just smokes her out. And I remember looking in my mirror. She's like throwing her hands up in the air.
That sounds like Bundy. Bundy, why don't you just be aware of people's doors?
I mean, I gotta get in.
No, yeah, you can. Just slowly open the shit. Don't fucking slam it. You don't need a fucking 50-yard radius to open a door.
I mean, I gotta get in though. If it's like a real,
you're not that big though. Fuck.
There was this other time. I'm not gonna say who it was because I don't want to out anybody, but
it was Bundy.
No, it wasn't. It was someone else we all know. We were going to GameStop by Walmart, and I pull into a parking spot. He goes to pull in next to me and hits the car next to him. And instead of backing up and parking like way out in the middle of nowhere or something, he just pulls in right next to that car and just gets out. He looks at that car, shrugs his shoulders, and keeps going.
That's funny.
Oh, you idiot.
I hit one parked car once. I was going into work at the YMCA. And I pull into the lot, and I think I must have just like went too far forward. I don't know what I was doing, but I just kind of like hit their bumper, and I was like looking around. I was like, nobody heard, and there was some guy like a couple spots over in his car, and he looks at me and goes, and I went to work.
Very nice.
I try to park. That's why I park out a little bit more, and Bundy can be witness to that because I don't usually park that close because I don't like being around other people's cars. So the fact that they could hit my car with like the door or something like that, because I don't trust people.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it because I figure it's just a car. Like unless they shatter my window or something like that, I'm like whatever. I don't care anymore. Because
I mean, you could run inside a store. Somebody could run next to you, just fuck up, just put a big old ding on your door, and then dip out, and you'd be like.
Yeah.
Would be nothing you could do.
Yeah, especially because like even though like Walmart and Hy-Vee and all that, they say they have cameras, they're not gonna do anything.
They don't do anything.
Yeah. I remember someone up at Iowa. I had my car parked in a library parking lot, and someone slammed into it, but I had no idea who it was because I was in the library for like 6 hours. I come out at night, and there's just a massive dent in my car. Yeah. I'm like, cool. I'm like, thanks.
Remember back when they were doing construction at work? One of our co-workers, she had like her, I think, back or front windshield, it was like had a big old crack in it, and it was like she was parked near the building, and nobody's out there, but we just assumed that something must have fallen off of the construction and hit it. But they were like, oh yeah, no, we don't have any cameras or anything, so we can't help you.
See, if it was like a windshield or something that like I have to legally get replaced, then I would go in and be like, is there anything you can, like, whatever store it was or whatever, it's like, is there anything, like, I don't even care. It's like I just need something. But if it's like a thing on my door, like a scratch or something, it's like I'm not gonna waste their time. I'm not gonna get police involved or anything.
I might. No. All right, what are we at?
Hour? A little over an hour.
Wrap it up.
Did we talk about everything?
I think we did. We talked about everything. Next week we'll do another trivia.
You want to do it next week? I can come up with something.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do another one.
I can do something.
We'll do another one of those. Maybe I'll talk about Frozen 2 for like 2 seconds. Be like, oh, it was a movie. That was it.
You can do a like a line by line recap.
Yep.
Songs
we'll reenact it. Bundy and I will sing the whole movie.
Oh boy.
You ready?
I haven't heard any songs from it.
I haven't either. I honestly didn't know it came out until you said
I
it.
heard one of the songs, but that's because I think they were playing at Target the other day. When you were there. I actually went Friday, and I was like, where's Bundy? I didn't see you or Valoria.
Oh yeah, I'm back in the back corner where nobody goes, and sometimes, probably most of the time, I'm like in the back, so you can't see me. But
he's hiding,
hiding
from. Ooh. So we'll talk about that next week. So we'll see you guys then. My name's Justin.
I'm Gavin.
And I'm Bundy.
We'll see you guys later.